Hello coders, I'm Adam and this is Go To Coders. Today I'm talking about 3 reasons that I think JavaScript should be your first programming language. Let's get started. Hoo-yah! Okay, so pretty much any language is a good first language to learn, but I think an argument can be made that becoming good at JavaScript today it could be a good move. So I'm going to break down my top 3 reasons why I believe JavaScript is a good language. And if you want to learn more about programming and frameworks and technology, please subscribe and ring the bell so you get notifications when new videos are uploaded. All right, let's jump into reason number 3. Okay, reason number 3 is JavaScript is the most popular language in the world. If you look at any of the more recent Stack Overflow or GitHub surveys, JavaScript is consistently the #1 language. It is very important in this day and age to know JavaScript professionally. The entire web is controlled by JavaScript. So going back into my career as a programmer, I remember a day in college when my professor told me that you only use JavaScript to get data from forms and that I really didn't need to master it. Fast forward to today, we have frameworks like AngularJS, we have frameworks like React that are taking off like crazy. Node.js, one of my favorite backend frameworks, libraries, is going crazy. Like, it's becoming really popular. So honestly, JavaScript is going to continue being the most popular language in the world. And even if it isn't the most popular in 3, 4, 5, 10 years from now, it's still going to be widely used. I do not see it going anywhere in the near term. All right, my reason number 2 that I think JavaScript is a good first programming language is honestly, JavaScript airs itself really well on the complexity side. So you can start with a very simple program. And I'm going to show you on the video here how you can go into Visual Studio Code and set up a little playground using JS. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. And you can just be up and running and writing code that just literally maybe prints out the Fibonacci sequence, for example. Super easy. But the other cool thing about JavaScript is that you can jump in and write more complicated stuff, and you can build on that in a really cool way. So JavaScript's easy to get started without worrying about like all the crazy stuff that happens with a compiler. So I first learned C++, for example, and it was incredibly complicated. Which headers are included for a new programmer? Like, did you if-def that correctly? Did the headers get included in the right order? And a lot of times that shouldn't be a concern of a new programmer. A new programmer should be learning how to think like a coder, which is way more important than learning how to debug like when the compiler has an issue or all these other crazy issues. So it discourages a lot of new programmers. Complexity-wise, JavaScript is phenomenal. You can do things really basic. You can also ramp up and do things very complex. So I highly recommend it. If you want to get started today, download Visual Studio Code. Go and download the playground. It's free in the extensions, Quokka.js, Quokkas, and get up and running today. You do need to actually go to command palette and actually run the command where it's like new JavaScript file with the Quokka.js command, and that will put you right into sandbox mode. You can just start coding and you can see your results printed out right below. Super easy, and I highly recommend it from a complexity standpoint. Okay, my #1 reason is it will set you apart from your competition. If you're looking for a job as a professional programmer, you would be surprised how many new programmers have never even touched JavaScript. Colleges do not do a very good job keeping up with teaching the latest and greatest JavaScript libraries and foundations and fundamentals. Now, that is not true for all colleges. From the colleges that we primarily hire from, it is very rare to find a student that was taught that in school. Typically, it's students that go off on their own, pick up JavaScript, and maybe do a little website or a side project. They're typically taught things like Python, Java, C# is sometimes pretty popular depending on the school. So if you come in to a company that uses a lot of JavaScript and you've learned it and you've got demos and prototypes and a GitHub repository full of samples, it's going to set you apart from those that have never touched JavaScript. Super important to like find every advantage you can in the job market. And also, It's so important to just know JavaScript for your career. And if you can go in and feel like you can be productive earlier on, it's going to be such an easier transition to being a programmer at that company. Okay, that's all I've got for today. Those are my top 3 reasons why you should learn JavaScript as your first programming language. Ultimately though, if you learn any language at all that I care about is that you are successful as a programmer. So check back here, share your stories with me, share your first programming language. Tell me what you recommend as a first programming language for people that have never coded before. I'm talking like the 12 and 13-year-olds that I would love to see get more engaged with coding. Check into the TEALS program and see if you can volunteer and help with getting computer science in schools near you. Anyway, I hope this video has been awesome, and please subscribe if you haven't. That would mean the world to me. Check back tomorrow for more programming related topics. Keep coding, coders.